All right. Then the Most High, the Great and Holy One, spoke, and sent Arsayalayur to the son of Lamech, saying, Say to him in my name, conceal yourself. Then explain to him the consummation which is about to take place, for all the earth shall perish. The waters of a deluge shall come over the whole earth, and all things which are in it shall be destroyed. So this is referencing to the flood in the book of Genesis, you guys. There's a whole other side to this story that excuse me. There's a whole other side to this story that is being kept from us. They don't tell us it really that much about why God flooded the earth. Most people think that he's just this horrible tyrant, right? He's just this unjust God. He just wants to kill everybody. No, there's a reason for it. He had to stop the enemy in their tracks. He had to stop this genealogical corruption from continuing and destroying more of creation. Creation was literally groaning out to the Most High, saying, we seek vengeance on those who destroy us. And now teach him how he may escape and how his seed may remain in all of the earth. To the son of Lamech, that's Noah. Again the Lord said to Raphael, Bind Azazel, hand and foot, cast him into darkness, and opening the desert which is in Dudael, cast him in there. Throw upon him hurled and pointed stones, covering him with darkness. There shall he remain forever. Cover his face, and he may not see the light, and in the great day of judgment let him be cast into the fire. Restore the earth which the angels have corrupted, and announce life to it, that I may revive it. All the sons of men shall perish in consequence of every secret by which the watchers have destroyed, and which they have taught their offspring. All the earth has been corrupted by the effects of the teaching of Azazel. To him therefore ascribe the whole crime. So he is being sentenced here. He's being punished. He's being stuck in everlasting chains until that great day of judgment, when all of the earth shall be judged according to their works. To Gabriel also the Lord said, Go to the biters, to the reprobates, to the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication, the offspring of the watchers from among men. Bring them forth and excite them one against another. Let them perish by mutual slaughter, for the length of days shall not be theirs. Talking about the giants, you guys. They shall all entreat you, but their fathers shall not obtain their wishes respecting them, for they shall hope for eternal life, and that they may live each of them 500 years. To Michael likewise the Lord said, Go and announce his crime to Samyaza and to the others who are with him, who have been made associated with women, that they might be polluted with all their impurity. And when all their sons shall be slain, when they shall see the perdition of their beloved, so they're going to have to watch their beloved creations be destroyed before their eyes. Bind them for 70 generations underneath the earth, even to the day of judgment and of consummation, until the judgment, the effect of which will last forever, be completed. The final judgment. Then shall they be taken away into the lowest depths of the fire in torments, and in confinement shall they be shut up forever. Immediately after this shall he, together with them, burn and perish. They shall be bound until the consummation of many generations. Destroy all the souls addicted to dalliance and the offspring of the watchers, for they have tyrannized over mankind. Let every oppressor perish from the face of the earth. Let every evil work be destroyed. The plant of righteousness and of rectitude appear, and its produce become a blessing. Righteousness and rectitude shall be forever planted with delight. And then shall all the saints give thanks, and live until they have begotten 1,000 children, while the whole period of their youth, and their Sabbaths shall be completed in peace. In those days all the earth shall be cultivated in righteousness. It shall be wholly planted with trees and filled with benediction. Every tree of delight shall be planted in it. And in it shall vines be planted, and the vine which shall be planted in it shall yield fruit to satiety. Every seed which shall be sown in it shall produce for 1 measure 1,000, and 1 measure of olive shall produce 10 presses of oil. Purify the earth from all oppression, from all injustice, from all crime, from all impiety, and from all the pollution which is committed upon it. Exterminate them from the earth. Then shall all the children of men be righteous, and all nations shall pay me divine honors, and bless me, and all shall adore me. The earth shall be cleansed from all corruption, from every crime, from all punishment, and from all suffering. Neither will I again send a deluge upon it from generation to generation forever. He didn't promise to not quench it with fire. In those days I will open the treasures of blessing which are in heaven, that I may cause them to descend upon earth and upon all the works and labor of man. Peace and equity shall associate with the sons of men all the days of the world, and every generation in it. So, this is what happened, you guys. He had to destroy the iniquity that was upon the earth so it would not continue to spread into further generations. God had a plan. Before all these things Enoch was concealed, nor did any one of the sons of men know where he was concealed, where he had been and what had happened. He was wholly engaged with the holy ones and with the watchers in his days. Enoch was blessing the great Lord and King of peace, and behold, the watchers called me Enoch the scribe. So even the watchers knew of this Enoch, this righteous man. Then the Lord said to me, Enoch, scribe of righteousness, go tell the watchers of heaven who have deserted the lofty sky and their holy everlasting station, who have been polluted with women, and have done as the sons of men do by taking to themselves wives, and who have been greatly corrupted on the earth, that on the earth they shall never obtain peace and remission of sin, for they shall not rejoice in their offspring. They shall behold the slaughter of their beloved, shall lament for the destruction of their sons, and shall petition forever, but shall not obtain mercy and peace. So basically God is saying to Enoch, go and tell the watchers of their sentence. Go and tell them that they shall never have peace, that they shall never see their beloved ones grow up and live, that they shall never obtain peace, that they shall petition for the rest of their days, meaning they shall ask and they shall beg, but they will never obtain mercy or peace for what they have done to the earth. And then Enoch, passing on, said to Azazel, you shall not obtain peace. This is to their chief. A great sentence has gone forth against you. He shall bind you. Neither shall relief, mercy, and supplication be yours on account of the oppression which you have taught, and on account of every act of blasphemy, tyranny, and sin which you have discovered to the children of men. Then departing from him, I spoke to them all together, and they all became terrified and trembled, beseeching me. So they're begging Enoch, this man, the scribe of righteousness, they're begging him to write for them a memorial of supplication, that they might obtain forgiveness, and that I might make the memorial of their prayer ascend up before the God of heaven, because they could not themselves thenceforward address him. So they can no longer address God. They're cut off from him, nor raise up their eyes to heaven on account of the disgraceful offense for which they were judged. Then I wrote a memorial of their prayer and supplications for their spirits, for everything which they had done, and for the subject of their entreaty, that they might obtain remission and rest. Proceeding on, I continued over the waters of Danbadan, which is to the right of the west of Arnon, reading the memorial of their prayer until I fell asleep. And behold, a dream came to me, and visions appeared above me. I fell down and saw a vision of punishment, that I might relate it to the sons of heaven and reprove them. When I awoke, I went to them, all being collected together, stood weeping, which is in Ubiesea, which is situated between Libanos and Seneser, with their faces veiled. So these angels who have taken upon this curse upon themselves and swore to uphold this curse, they're now weeping and crying and begging, because with veils covering their faces, because they know that they have been sentenced to eternal judgment and eternal torment and never to have peace. I related in their presence of all the visions which I had seen and my dream, and began to utter these words of righteousness, reproving the watchers of heaven. This is the book of the words of righteousness and of the reproof of the watchers who belong to the world, according to that which he who is holy and great commanded me in the vision. I perceived in my dream that I was now speaking with a tongue of flesh, and with my breath which the Mighty One has put into the mouth of men, that they might converse with it, and understand with the heart, as he has created and given to men the power of comprehending the word of understanding. So as he created and given to me the power of reproving the watchers, the offspring of heaven. I have written your petition, and in my vision it has been shown me that what you request will not be granted you as long as the world endures. So never. Judgment has been passed upon you. Your request will not be granted you. From this time forward never shall you ascend into heaven. He has said that on the earth he will bind you as long as the world endures. But before these things you shall behold the destruction of your beloved sons, and you shall not possess them, but they shall fall before you by the sword. Neither shall you entreat for them, not for yourselves, but you shall weep and supplicate in silence the words of the book which I wrote. A vision thus appeared to me. Behold, in that vision clouds and a mist invited me. Agitated stars and flashes of lightning impelled and pressed me forward, while winds in the vision assisted my flight, accelerating my progress. 2 minutes. They elevated me aloft to heaven. I proceeded until I arrived at a wall built with stones of crystal. A vibrating flame surrounded it, which began to strike me with terror. Into this vibrating flame I entered, and drew nigh to a spacious habitation built also with stones of crystal. Its walls too, as well as pavement, were formed with the stones of crystal, and crystal likewise was the ground. Its roof had the appearance of agitated stars and flashes of lightning, and among them were cherubim of fire in a stormy sky. Cherubim are like guardians. A flame burned around its walls, and a portal blazed with fire. When I entered into this dwelling, it was hot as fire and cold as ice. No trace of delight or of life was there. Terror overwhelmed me, and fearful shaking seized me. I fell upon my face. In the vision I looked, and behold, there was another habitation, more spacious than the former, every entrance to which was open before me, erected in the midst of a vibrating flame. Its floor was on fire. Above were lightnings and agitated stars, while its roof exhibited a blazing fire. To look upon it was impossible. One great in glory sat upon it, whose robe was brighter than the sun and whiter than snow. No angel was capable of penetrating to view the face of him, the glorious and the effulgent, nor could any mortal behold him. A fire was flaming around him. And then addressing me, he spoke and said, Hear, neither be afraid, O righteous Enoch, you scribe of righteousness. Approach hither and hear my voice. Go, say to the watchers of heaven who have sent to you to pray for them, you ought to pray for men and not men for you. So he's saying to the angels, you were meant to pray for men. Men were never meant to pray for you.